Behind every video you consume, there is a financial engine that is redefining what it means to be a mogul in the 21st century. What began as a hobby in student bedrooms has transformed into a network of vertical empires that today compete with the oldest corporations on the planet. We are no longer talking just about clicks or views. We are talking about a new breed of entrepreneurs who have cracked the code to turn attention into tangible assets worth billions. From mass consumer brands that sell out in seconds to real estate funds that are buying entire cities. Today, we are going to crack open the vault of the most brilliant and lucrative businesses born on this platform. Get ready to discover how these creators went from the camera to fortune, building empires that are changing the rules of the game forever. Welcome to the real business of what the rich do. Gymshark is the master proof that in today's economy, trust is a much more stable currency than gold. This brand was not built on billboards or television commercials, but on the unwavering loyalty of a community looking for something more than a piece of clothing. They were looking for an identity. By joining forces with the fitness pioneers on YouTube, Ben Francis achieved something that traditional corporations take decades to get: an immediate emotional connection with millions of people. Every seam and every design was validated by the very creators who inspired an entire generation to hit the gym. Today, with a valuation exceeding $1.3 billion, Gymshark is not just sportswear. It is the ultimate monument to the success of creator-led brands, proving that when talent and logistics align, limits simply disappear. At step number 9, we find the most impressive evolution of sports content. Dude Perfect. What for many began as a group of friends doing impossible trick shots in their backyard has transformed into a media giant that recently attracted a capital investment of over $100 million. This isn't just a YouTube channel, it's a corporation building its own multi-million-dollar headquarters, a tourist destination that will combine theme parks with high-level production centers. They have managed to diversify their income through massive world tours, consumer product lines, and broadcasting deals that rival traditional sports leagues. By understanding that their brand is synonymous with trust and family entertainment, they have created an ecosystem where every video is just the gateway to a universe of physical experiences. With a valuation that continues to break records, Dude Perfect is the example of how a well-executed niche can scale to become an intellectual property that transcends the digital screen to occupy a permanent place in the real world. At number 8, we enter the brain of the beast. Jimmy Donaldson, better known as MrBeast, understood that true power lies not just in the videos, but in the data that makes them viral. ViewStats is his bet on turning know-how into a software as a service or SaaS model. By packaging his analytical methodology into a tool for other creators, he has created a recurring revenue stream that doesn't depend on how many times the public clicks on his next video. It's a masterstroke move. While other creators try to crack the algorithm, he sells them the map to navigate it. With a valuation that continues to climb alongside his other businesses, ViewStats represents the peak of business sophistication on YouTube, turning abstract knowledge into a constant and scalable billing machine. Imagine turning a simple flavored water bottle into the most coveted asset on the planet, causing chaos in supermarkets and selling out in seconds. Logan Paul and KSI didn't just launch a drink, they executed one of the most brilliant scarcity marketing maneuvers in modern history. Prime is a testament to what happens when two former rivals unite their audiences to challenge giants like Gatorade on their own turf. What began as a digital launch transformed into a global empire with sponsorships in the UFC, WWE, and Europe's most prestigious football clubs. Although the market has stabilized, the brand reached valuations exceeding $1 billion, proving that in the 21st century, attention is the most potent fuel for retail. You weren't buying a hydration drink, you were buying an entry ticket to the largest cultural event of the decade, orchestrated by two masters of visibility who understood that the product is secondary when the brand is omnipresent. Some use the camera to tell stories, and others, like N.S. Yilmazer, use it to sell the most expensive properties on the face of the earth. We are looking at the ultimate evolution of the real estate sector, turning a YouTube channel into the world's largest ultra-luxury showcase. While other agents fight for a billboard, these creators are touring $200 million mansions in Bel Air or penthouses in Dubai, attracting the planet's most powerful investors with a single click. The business here isn't AdSense, it's access. By positioning themselves as the visual curators of the 1%, they have created an ecosystem where a single sale can generate commissions that exceed the annual earnings of most top channels. It is the art of selling an unattainable lifestyle through a screen, transforming free content into a direct marketing tool for nine-figure transactions that happen behind closed doors. There is a corner of the internet where numbers don't just go up. They jump to the rhythm of a digital roulette wheel, generating fortunes that defy any traditional content logic. We are looking at the phenomenon of iGaming and gambling, an ecosystem where streamers and creators have moved from playing video games to signing nine-figure contracts with emerging betting platforms. Here, the business is not based on video retention, but on the transaction volume of a global audience seeking the same dopamine rush as their idols. With deals exceeding $100 million for exclusivity alone, these creators have transformed their charisma into an affiliate machine that generates massive passive income 24 hours a day. It is a game of high risk and even higher rewards where the house always wins, but the creator holding the camera takes a piece of the property, redefining what it means to be a brand ambassador in the digital casino era. While the adult world is distracted by controversies, there is a silent empire making billions by securing the attention of the next generation: animation and children's licensing. Channels like Cocomelon or Ryan's World are not just videos. They are intellectual property factories that dominate the shelves of every major retailer on the planet. Here, success is measured by the number of plush toys, backpacks, and toothbrushes that carry your logo. By creating content that is universal and timeless, these creators have built assets that sell for astronomical sums to media conglomerates. It is the most stable and scalable business model on YouTube, where an animated character never grows old, never causes controversies, and generates constant royalties through streaming subscriptions and global retail sales. It is the mastery of turning lullabies into a financial machine that knows no borders, proving that the simplest content is often what builds the tallest castles. Imagine that a single punch can be worth more than the entire career of an Olympic athlete. That is the business of live events and influencer boxing. What began as a digital rivalry has transformed into a pay-per-view and global sponsorship machine that generates hundreds of millions in a single night. Jake Paul and Ibai Llanos have shown that you don't need to be the best technician in the sport. You just need to be the owner of the conversation and the producer of the show. By eliminating middlemen and controlling the distribution themselves, these creators keep the largest share of the advertising pie and sold-out stadium tickets. It is the democratization of major sporting events where charisma and narrative outperform tradition, turning every match into a high-impact financial asset that paralyzes the internet and fills the coffers of those who dare to step into the ring or produce it. In the number 2 spot, we enter the world of aesthetics, where profit margins are as high as the status of their owners. Jeffree Star and Huda Kattan didn't just launch lipsticks, they built massive logistical infrastructures that challenge traditional beauty conglomerates. The secret here is not just the formula, but the absolute ownership of the supply chain, from labs to distribution centers. By eliminating retail middlemen, a single launch can generate hundreds of millions of dollars in net revenue in a single weekend. It is a business of extreme loyalty where the creator's face is the guarantee of quality, transforming every tutorial into a global purchase order. We are looking at empires that have turned makeup into a top-tier real estate and logistical asset, proving that beauty, when scaled with business intelligence, is one of the most solid fortunes that can be built in front of a camera. Before revealing the empire that is rewriting the rules of modern capitalism, we must bow our heads to three rising giants. First, Emma Chamberlain, who transformed her love for coffee into Chamberlain Coffee, a specialty brand already attracting tens of millions in institutional investment. Then the British group The Sidemen, who have built a vertical ecosystem of premium vodka streetwear and a restaurant chain dominating the European market. And finally, Mark Rober, the former NASA engineer who turned education into a massive subscription business with Crunch Labs, proving that knowledge is the most valuable asset of this era. We have reached the top, the place where a single man is challenging century-old corporations like Hershey's and Nestlé on their own board. MrBeast's Feastables. This isn't just chocolate. It's a masterclass in logistics, gamification, and mass retail. Jimmy Donaldson has achieved what no other creator in history has, cannibalizing the physical space of global supermarkets using his audience's loyalty as a war ram. With a valuation that analysts already place in the billions range, Feastables represents the ultimate transition from content to absolute control of the supply chain. It's not about how many videos he posts, but how many units move per second in every corner of the planet. It is the most successful empire born on YouTube, a giant that not only generates millions, but is redefining the future of global consumption before our eyes. If you've made it this far, I assume you possess the refined taste required to join our select minority. Admission to the club is free. Simply subscribe. Do it now. To make your mind your most valuable asset, I have personally selected these two valuable recommendations for you. Knowledge is the only luxury that pays no tax. See you at the top.